Hey guys, good morning. Happy New Year's. I have a lot of requests of people asking how I do my patterns, so I promised that I'd do a short video on how I go about doing it. So today I'm gonna be doing a puppy, not the whole thing though. I'm gonna actually go through the you know what I actually do, not from beginning to end, but so you guys get a general idea of how I'm doing it. So hopefully it'll help you if you decide you wanted to do this. But anyway, I have a puppy on my desktop that I got from Pixabay, and this is how I start it. So from here, I'm going to be selecting also areas up here at the top bar, and you're not going to see the drop downs for some reason. I guess I don't know how this video capture thing really works very well, but I'll try to explain the best I can. But everything I do is in Photoshop. I also use Inkscape when I'm finished. I'm going to do another video of the finished product um, with Inkscape after this one, and I'll post that one as well too. That one it does a little cleanup. I put the wood grain background on it, and my name and so on and so forth. So from here, I have the actual image, and if you notice to the right, I have layers, which the first thing I actually do is duplicate that layer, okay? And then I'll add another layer, which is the blank. This is the one I'm going to be drawing on layer 1. So I turn off layer 1 and the background, and then I take the background copy, and then from here I will go up to filter, or I'm sorry, I will go up to filter and then filter gallery. Now in filter gallery there's a bunch of different, I guess you can change, turn the picture into a black and white or photocopy looking picture as well. So from here there's a sketch option in photo gallery and a photocopy, and you can actually change the detail and the darkness in here to get things where you want them. And then once you do, you select OK. All right. Now you're going to see my pen and hand probably. I'm using my Surface Pro with the pen, so it might be flashing in front of the camera. From here, I take and I'll go up to image, and I'll go to image size. I try to keep mine running at around 8.5 by 11, and whenever you cut them you can actually blow them up whatever way you want to. So I will change the height to 11, and it will actually keep the perspective as long as that's what you have selected too. And I'll normally run around 300 DPI. I'll hit OK. Okay. From here, I'll go back to image and go to adjustments and exposure. I slide the bar over to where, it'll make it kind of like a grayscale image, where it lightens up the dark. So I can see what I'm doing when I actually use my pen. I'll hit OK. Now, like I said, I'm gonna do some of these areas. I'm not gonna do the whole dog. I've already done this one before. So I'm just using this one as an example of how I do it. And then I start, drawing. From here, I'll use my brush. I use a number 5 pixel to draw with, sometimes a 4, and I start drawing. Just make sure that you're on layer 1 up top. Now this isn't going to be the neatest because I don't have this thing flat on the table, but it should give you guys a general idea how I do it. I'll take it. This is not the right way to. I don't know. I mean, there's other people, other designers that do things differently. They use different software. Some use, do it on paper, and it's what you feel comfortable with. And this is, pretty much what I feel comfortable with doing. You can add stuff, take stuff out. That's what I normally do when I'm done. I pretty much always start with the eyes first, as if the eyes aren't right, the way I think about it is the whole thing's not right. Now, you'll see that I have all these areas that I drew. They're not the neatest at this time. Like I said, I need this thing flat on a table to draw. But from here, what I do is I go through, and there's a paint bucket over here, and then I start filling these in. Okay, you'll notice that when I take these layers off over here, there's a white line in here, which I can't stand. But it does kind of help me a little bit in a way, because it makes me go through each one of these that you guys are going to cut, or I'm going to cut, whoever's going to cut it. And it makes me clean each one of them up. So I'll go back to another brush, but I'll actually pick a number 9 brush, which is a little bigger. And I'll go through, and I know this is tedious, and I go through and clean up all these white lines along with anything else that I want. You'll notice a lot of my patterns, you very rarely see straight edges. I kind of like rounding all my edges off. I'll go back and forth from the pen to the actual eraser and start cleaning the areas up that I think need to be cleaned up. It's raining here, so if you hear ticking, that's the rain spout. But anyway, you guys get the idea. Clean these areas up with the pen and the actual eraser to get the smooth edges that I want. I don't know, you guys should have the idea. So from here, I'll go through all this. You don't have to put every little piece in here that you see. A lot of times if I'm working on something I want really, really detailed, I won't even use this filter on here to actually bring these at this page right here. I will work right directly off of the actual picture itself. It seems like I can get more detail, working right from the picture, just to make sure the picture's clear, and go from there. From here, what I'll do is, after everything's all done, I actually will transfer. Oh, another thing I should show you too. Another thing, if you want bridges, a lot of times, like for example, this one's not too bad, but you don't want areas that are going to actually fall out when you actually cut them. So what I'll normally go is go back to this layer here. I'll change this pen over to a white pen, and still at a 9, like for example right here. And maybe I'll connect these areas here, or you can actually change the size of the pen and create your bridges that you may need. Look for areas that might be hard to cut. I'll create a bridge here. Maybe one in here. I'll look for fragile areas. Maybe that. And then when I go back to layer 1, change it over to a black pen, change my pen to 5, and then start drawing again. I try to keep the cuts at least a 9 pixel between the next cut, so you don't have any breakthrough. Well, I try to do that as minimum. I guess this can, work somewhat. I guess it's with other programs that you guys are using. This is really the only one I know. I do know Inkscape a little bit. I messed around with the GIMP, but this one I feel comfortable with. I know this one is expensive. I do pay a monthly fee to use it, and This is the only thing I use it for. I kind of enjoy doing it. So, once I get everything all cleaned up, all these white lines out, and all the shapes of the cutouts that I want, to make sure the eyes are the way I want them, and everything's colored in, I basically turn these two layers off, and then I go to File, and then Export as a PNG file. I don't know if this is going to pop up on the video or not, but once it's, save it whatever you want. I kind of change, if it's a puppy, puppy wood, puppy cut, I'll change the names of each individual file I'll save. You can do it however you want. And then I export that file out and save it. Once it's finished, and I do have this one I already did. I think I did this a long time ago. But from here, I save it, and then I end up bringing it in Inkscape. Like I said, I'll be showing that video with this one too next, on what I end up doing with the wood background and putting your name on it, and cleaning up some of the edges too. So hopefully this helps you guys. If you have any comments, suggestions on how I'm doing things, or especially how to get rid of those lines on for the photo bucket, just PM me, or write a message down in the group. All right, guys, I appreciate it, and have a good day.